So in this next video, we're going to look at this concept of variables. Now, every programming language makes use of variables to remember information. We're human beings and we also use variables, but we don't call them that. If I asked you what your name is, you'd be able to tell me. I would say, if somebody asked me that, what's your name? I would say, Matty. So the variable in my brain, called my name, holds Matty. Now think about it yourself. What's your name? So you access that in your brain. So your brain's got places to keep things. Let's call these places variables, and they have a name. So if I said, what's your name? The chances are the variable's called, in your head, my name. And inside that variable contains a value of some sort, right? So I say, my name is Matty. That means I know that that variable, my name, contains the value Matty. Again, you've got other variables that you use. My age, my address, my favourite colour, my shoe size. All these different things, right, are things in my brain that I have to remember. Right, and you also have them as well. So take the same concept and relate that to computer coding or programming. Variables exist in computer programming to remember values. So I'm going to type in my first variable. Now notice the way I type it in. S my name equals, and then I'm going to use some quotes, Matty. That is this programming language Python's version of storing information on a value. So in this case the value is Matty, and it's stored in a location in the computer's brain. May as well use the word brain there. In reality it's computer's memory, and it's called S my name. Now I've placed an S there, lowercase, so remember that it represents a string of text. Right? Now Matty there doesn't contain any numbers. It's not going to be used in any sort of mathematics or arithmetic. Therefore, I put it within quotes. And because it's within quotes, it's therefore a string of text. So I have to have an S at the front of my variables. If you don't do this when you're working on classwork, obviously I'll knock you back and say do it again. Because if I don't see a lowercase s, I won't know it's a string. And after that, I've capitalised the first word, the first letter of every word beyond that, and this is called camel casing. So S my name, it's simply there for readability. It makes it easier to understand. Also notice the variable name relates to what the value is. Right, I didn't put in S unknown nothing equals Matty. I've said S my name, so my name represents my name. Let's continue on with a couple more. S my forename equals, and here's my proper name. Notice the way it's written again. S my surname. Again, that's my surname as well. So these are all S's to relate to the fact that they're all kind of strings. My favourite, right, there you go, colour. And let's say right now it's probably black, although I do like pink quite a lot. So these are all strings. I'm going to save that with a Control S just to make sure I don't lose it. Then other ones, I, my age, no longer S but I. 49, wow, I am getting on. F, shoe size, 11.5. Be happy, true. And be like Gammon, false. So, I've typed a lot of things in there, a lot more variables. Now we know the ones that start with an S are strings of text. This one here has a number. That number does not have a decimal point, therefore it's a whole number, which is also called an integer. Look, there's a comment, just to let you remember that. I'll put one in here too. String. So we know these are strings of text. Not too difficult to remember. You don't need these comments in just now, these are just me putting them in because I realised it'd be quite cool. So this is an integer. Because it's an integer or a whole number, I'll put the I in front. This one starts with F. That's not an integer because look at the number, it's got a decimal point in it, which means it's a floating point value. So anything involving decimal points, that should have an F at front for floating point value. This one says true, which is a bit different. This stands for Boolean. Two O's. There you go. Boolean value of true or false. You know, you can ask them the question, are you lying to me? Is that true or false? Things like that. And again, this one is also a true or false answer. So I basically said these last two are be for Boolean. Now think about it. I'm happy right now, so therefore be happy equals true. But if tomorrow was sad, be happy would equal false. I don't actually like gammon steaks. I find them quite chewy. So be like gammon equals false. But maybe one day if I get a succulent soft steak, maybe I'll be like gammon equals true. I know it sounds a bit strange, all these things I'm saying, but these are variables and storing values in these variables. So that's the next concept complete.